Hello to all of our viewers and subscribers, wherever you are anywhere in the world. We appreciate you stopping by today. So this week's video evolved from a conversation we were having as we sat around at a recent car show with a group of friends. The conversation turned to different car and truck model names that were used more than once. Even more interesting is how many names were used by more than one automaker. We hope you'll find this interesting because it was sure a lot of fun to research and write about. See how many you remember. Now, let's go for a ride. A very wise man named Dale Carnegie explained the importance of a person's name in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. He stated that a person's own name is the sweetest sound they could ever hear. Names are important. For consumer products and services, names and associated slogans and logos are absolutely critical to the product or service's initial and continued success. We think products made by automakers are some of the most important things that need to have a great name, right along with a specialized logo and a catchy slogan. One day at a car show, we were sitting with friends and the conversation turned to how often car companies recycle names. As is the case with Ford and occasionally Chrysler, but rarely General Motors, the names stay within the corporation, but are just reassigned to a new or redesigned model. For example, Ford used the Maverick name on their subcompact car available from 1970 to 77. Then they re-released the name on a totally new compact pickup truck from 2022 to present day. However, the theme of this video is not names that were dropped for a while and then reappeared, like Marauder with Mercury, but renamed models and submodels that were completely different than their predecessors. Arranged in alphabetical order by model name, this is mainly for cars sold in the US and Canada. If you're ready, let's do it. Arrow. First used on Pierce models from 1903 to 38. Then seen on a Plymouth for the Mitsubishi-built two-door compact car sold in the U.S. from 1976 to 80 as a rebadged Mitsubishi Celeste. The Plymouth Arrow name was also put on a compact truck sold in the States from 1979 to 82 as a rebadged Mitsubishi Forte. Brougham, Custom, Deluxe, and GT. These model names are often subseries of specific models, having been used interchangeably over the years by many manufacturers, so we won't even attempt lists for these names because there are just so many. Century. First seen sporadically by Buick from 1936 to 42, 1954 to 58, and finally 1973 to 2005. Toyota also had a Century model that is sold throughout Asia and Australia, with the first year of production being the 1967 model year to present day. Challenger. First used on Studebaker models from 1964 to 66, then seen sporadically on Dodge models in the ensuing years. First from 1970 to 74, then 1977 to 83, and finally from 2008 to present day. Citation. First seen on an Edsel in 1958 for their top-of-the-line series. The name was then used by Chevrolet on their X-Car offerings from 1980 to 85. Corsair. First used by Kaiser Frazer, then Kaiser Willis after the merger in 1953, as a Henry J. Subseries model from 1952 to 54. The name was then again seen on Edsels in 1958 and 59. Commander. First seen on various Studebaker cars from 1927 to 42, and then again from 1947 to their final production year in 1966. Jeep then used the name from 2005 to 10. Cyclone. First used on the Mercury subcompact entry-level muscle car in 1964, all the way through 72. As the years moved on, the Cyclone became more and more powerful and muscular. General Motors used the name on their high-performance V6-powered compact pickup truck in 1991 and 1992 only. But curiously, GMC Truck Division chose to spell it with an S and not a C, as was correct in everyday usage. Daytona. First seen on Studebakers from 1962 to 66. Then, Dodge built a legend in 69 with the incomparable Charger Daytona. This moniker was only used for this year until Dodge finally revived the name again from 1984 to 93. Diplomat. First used on Opel models, GM's European division, from 1964 to 77. Dodge models were seen from 1977 to 89 with this nameplate. Eagle. First used by Chevrolet on their stunning series of motor cars in 1933 only, due to the Great Depression. The name would be seen again on American Motors four-wheel drive models from 1980 to 87, and then 1 year only as a Chrysler Corporation model after their merger with American Motors. That final year, it was simply Eagle. Fiesta. First seen on Oldsmobile commemoration high-end convertibles in 1953. The name was resurrected to be attached to their new line of high-profile four-door hardtop station wagons built from 1957 to 60. Ford then used the name on their German-built compacts from 1976 to 82, but the name continued in Australia and Europe until just this model year. GTO. First used on legendary race cars built by Enzo Ferrari starting in 1962 until the end of the 64 model year. This model designation has been used by the Italian automaker throughout the years. However, when the bad boys at Pontiac began developing a truly American muscle car to be sold beginning in the 1964 model year, this name was perfect. It actually stood for an Italian term, Gran Turismo Omologata, or in English, Grand Touring Homologated. Enthusiasts simply identified the car as a GTO, and that was the case in the States. Pontiac used this nomenclature from 1964 until the end of 1974, and then it was revived again in 2004 for 3 model years for the Australian-built GTO. Hornet. First seen on Hudson models from 1951 to 54, and then used by AMC from 1970 to 77, and finally by Dodge, who now had become integrated with American Motors through mergers, on their 2022 to present day cars. Land Cruiser. First used by Studebaker for some of their four-door sedan models from 1934 to 54. Toyota began attaching the name on their four-wheel drive models beginning in 1954 up to present day. Pacer. First seen on Edsels for only their introductory year in 1958. The name was then used on AMCs sold from 1975 to 1980. Phoenix. First used for only 2 model years as a submodel of the Dodge Dart in 1960 and 61. GM then assigned it to a Pontiac X car from 1980 to 84. Sierra. First seen on a deluxe Dodge station wagon in the Royal Series, this stunning forward-look family hauler lasted through 58, and then in 59 it became its own model, no longer a part of the Royal Series. Only 3 years later, in 1962, GMC trucks took the name for their flagship light-duty truck, or pickup as they were now being called. Until the end of the 99 models, the name endured. Then, the name went into hiatus until being brought back again in 2003, and it's been in continuous use to present day. As a side note, Oldsmobile also used this name from 1982 to 96, although the spelling was different. It was Ciera. Skyhawk. first used by Studebaker for the 1956 model year. It was assigned to a base model coupe in the iconic Hawk series, which consisted of the Flight Hawk, the Golden Hawk, the Power Hawk, and the aforementioned Skyhawk. All of these model designations were 2 words. The Skyhawk didn't sell well, so the name was dropped. Buick then gave the name to a new subcompact model, which debuted in 1975 and was built until 1989. Developed in 2 different configurations as a Gen 1 and a Gen 2, they were quite popular with consumers. Incidentally, the Buick Skyhawk name was a single word. Spirit. First seen on AMCs from 1979 to 83, the name made a comeback into what's technically the same company after a merger, but nevertheless, Dodge used the name from 1975 to 89. Suburban. This nameplate has a long and storied history within the automotive industry. First used on a large panel-type vehicle converted for hauling people, you could buy one from any dealer from 1935 until 42. But then the war came, and the next Suburbans weren't seen until 1946. Since then, they've been in continuous production and are the longest-running single-model name produced in the U.S. Although Plymouth also used the name as a sub-series continuously from 1949 up to 1978, GM was granted a trademark for the name in 88. Thunderbolt. This name was first assigned by Chrysler to a beautifully styled concept vehicle that never reached production in 1941 because of World War II. Ford revived the name for its limited production factory-backed drag strip Terrors that all used a Fairlane 500 two-door sedan along with a 427 high-riser purpose-built drag car. They could be had with either a 4-speed or an automatic. Well, did you guys realize how often these iconic names were used and reused over the years? Can you think of any others? Which one surprised you the most and why? Let us know in the comments. And in the next few weeks, we'll be discussing model names that stayed within the same corporate structure. We hope you enjoyed this video and appreciate you watching today. Next week, we're bringing you a story of what is arguably one of the most historically significant Pontiac GTOs of all time. It belonged to the father of the Pontiac GTO, Jim Wangers, who along with a small group of people at the division brought to market what many consider the first official muscle car. It's a beautifully preserved 1969 Judge model, and you'll love this feature.